President Donald Trump is about 2 hours from wheels down here in Tuscaloosa and making his way to the University of Alabama stage. Birmingham police are investigating a homicide here on 12th Avenue North. You can see this crime scene tape stretched all along the road here. We actually have a little bit of breaking news here. It seems that some of the protesters who were arrested earlier on the scene have been released at the Homewood Police Department. I want to show you what we're seeing right now. We were told earlier 5 people were arrested. You can hear the reactions here from the Black Lives Matter organization and people here who were protesting out at the Circle K that people are being released. I was told by some of these organizers one protester faces charges of inciting a riot. Volunteers are already setting up a relief command center. This parking lot will become a kitchen. They will cook meals for 5,000 to 10,000 people every day. They will be shipped off to the people who need them. There are clear signs of devastation all throughout Selma. Many roads are still impassable because of the downed power lines and trees. We are still waiting to learn who fired the shots, if it was an officer or someone else, and if anyone was injured in the circumstances surrounding this officer-involved shooting. We have been on the scene since just a few moments after. This is still a very active scene, very emotional scene. Police are still investigating, and as you can see, there's lots of people around. We can hear people screaming. We can hear people sobbing. That apartment building, the roof is just completely off. That is the damage that was left behind from that storm, that tornado that we saw just around 9:30, 9:45 here in Utah. Hundreds of people were seen running, screaming, and crying following the gunfire. Hours after the shooting, crowds of people remained in the area and well into the morning. Families of the victims were arriving to find out what they could about their loved ones. And the mass shooting at the event center came just hours after another deadly shooting in northeast Birmingham. New details in what the FBI is calling an apparent assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump. The suspect taken into custody has now been identified as Ryan Wesley Routh. You're taking a good look at him right now. I'm here with our experts that we have put together to bring us real-time analysis of what viewers are seeing from home. I want to go down the line. What are we feeling right now, and what's the path to victory? Kyra, it looks like the snow has stopped for now. What are conditions like at this moment? That road behind you looks very wet. Alabama is playing as we speak, and Auburn takes the floor tomorrow. All across central Alabama here tonight to give you the very latest information on where you are. But first, I want to start with ABC 3340's Aaron Wise. Aaron, you are in Gordo in Pickens County. Tell us what you're seeing right now. Let's get right over to ABC 3340's Gracie Johnson. Gracie, can you take us through everything you can see in the video? The grand jury sent down 9 findings and recommendations to the city of Hanceville, which include a rampant culture of corruption, abolishing the police department, and the death of a Hanceville dispatcher was the direct result of the Hanceville Police Department's negligence.
These officers find themselves on the opposite end of the laws they were sworn to uphold.
5 officers, including the Hanceville police chief, arrested following an extensive probe into the department. Dispatcher Chris Willingham was found dead in his office in August. His cause of death was the toxic effects of fentanyl and other drugs. Crocker says Willingham had access to the evidence room.
I would just say that nothing was secure about the evidence room, and when Mr. Willingham was discovered, there was evidence in his office.
Crocker went into detail on how people had access to evidence. It was through this hole in the wall. He says people would use the broomstick to jiggle the door open.
This individual who had the stick is actually sticking his head and upper body into the hole.
Crocker says evidence tampered with includes cases in Hanceville Municipal Court and in state court.
I am not optimistic about the ability to prosecute cases with tampered evidence.
The question remains how many that will be.
We're working on that. 1 is too many.
Grand jury found the Hanceville Police Department is acting more like a criminal enterprise than law enforcement and a threat to public safety.
The recommendations have been made to the public at large, and then whatever action is taken will be up to the mayor and the council.
We went to Hanceville City Hall to ask the mayor what's being done to correct the corruption. The city's lawyer handed us a statement and answered a few questions, including about the future of the police department.
That's something that will have to be addressed by the council and the mayor at a meeting.
Coleman County Sheriff Matt Gentry says if the police department is disbanded, the sheriff's office would take over. Preparations are underway right now, although no formal request has been made.
We will do what is necessary to protect our citizens in Hanceville, because they're not just citizens of Hanceville, they're citizens of Coleman County.
How is the people of Hanceville supposed to entrust their council and mayor to hire another police chief or more officers?
When something is done, my office, state agencies, sheriff's office are going to be there to assist them. The mayor and the council have pledged their full cooperation with this process going forward, and I take them at their word.
In Hanceville, Megan Scarano, ABC 3340 News. Muriel, I sat down with Gabriel Islami less than 24 hours after the mass shooting. He was caught in the crossfire and shot in the upper leg. He says the moment he heard the gunshots, his survival instincts kicked in.
We're in line for maybe like 5 minutes, and then just shots, shots, shots.
It was just supposed to be a fun night with old friends from high school. But for Gabriel Islami and countless others, it turned into a night of terror.
As soon as I heard the shots, I booked it. I ran, and next thing I know, I just couldn't feel my leg, and I fall. And it didn't even dawn on me that I had gotten shot.
Was it almost like a moment of, I have to survive?
Yes, oh yeah, by far. When I went down, when I got back up, I kind of looked back, and all I saw were bodies on the ground and the smoke from the guns. It was literally something out of a horror movie.
The next thing he knew, he was in a friend's car on the way to the hospital.
And all I remember is my mouth just going extremely dry. I was losing so much blood and fluids. And
Islami sat down with me just hours after being treated and released for his gunshot wound in his upper leg.
Why do you feel it's important to share your story?
I mean, we can't even live full lives anymore. We don't go out and have a good time and enjoy ourselves, hang out with friends, family, and you can't even do that without worrying about if you're going to make it home that night.
His hope to see real change before any more lives are lost.
And if people just take the extra, 10 seconds to take a step back and think, like, is this really a good idea? Like, what's going to happen when I decide to pull this trigger?
Coming up on the news at 5, Islami credits his life to a friend he had not seen since high school. The story of how he got to the hospital. Live in Birmingham, Megan Scarano, ABC 3340 News.
Whereas the Bessemer Board of Education agrees it will comply with any and all directives from the state superintendent during the intervention period.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The first thing on Bessemer City Schools' Monday night board meeting, consenting to the state intervention. It's what State Superintendent Dr. Eric Mackey told us in a one-on-one interview he fully expected the board to do.
After our meeting Wednesday afternoon, I think that's where most of the board members are leaning.
Once the meeting was over, we asked board members for comment about agreeing to the state intervention. Why'd you vote for the state to intervene?
It's important for us to remember the needs of our students first, because that's what I'm here for. So I look forward to our facilities being up to date and our students having everything they need.
Then we asked Board President Lee Jones. What do you hope to see over the next 2 years with this state support and this guidance?
I'm gonna give them message after 5.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna give a briefing after 5.
All right, do you mind just answering a couple questions for us now since we have you about...
Okay.
And he did. How did the conversations go from consenting to the state takeover to responding with a plan and maybe fixing it on your own?
Well, we had started on the plan, and we had started on it, but that's when the superintendent came in and asked us about the takeover, not the takeover, the intervention. So he still wants to see the plan.
Jones says he doesn't consider this a state takeover, but a partnership with the state. How did we get here? How did we get to the point where the state needed to send a letter and a warning of intervention?
Well, I mean, we got there because we as a board wasn't doing the correct things that we needed to be doing.
Now the Bessemer Board of Education waits for the state board to cast their vote on whether or not to intervene.
Our first priority is the students, and whatever it takes for them, we're willing to do it.
This home off of County Road 15 completely moved off of its foundation and turned upside down. When the storm came, about a dozen or so family members rushed to this storm shelter. They tell me it took 3 men to hold the door closed during the storm.
It was the most scariest sound I have ever heard, and I started praying to God to save all of us.
Terrifying moments for this family in Maplesville.
I thought we were all goners.
Hunkered down in a storm shelter made out of the back of a milk truck. Once the storm passed, they would see the true extent of the damage.
The tornado picked the trailer up and flipped it through the tree upside down. So the bottom is on the top and the ceiling's on the ground.
It's the same story for the Wilson family across the street. Their home also upside down. You can see the refrigerator hanging out of the side.
We had made the conscious decision not to be here. Like I said, my daughter was scheduled to play a volleyball tournament at the BJCC, so we were on the fifth floor of the Sheraton Hotel watching you guys. And you guys had zoomed in on County Road 340, which is just right here beside us. And I said, well, it's at home.
By the time the sun came up, the community was there, ready to help. What has it been like since 9 o'clock last night?
A roller coaster of emotions and just roller coaster of events to get through. Volunteer-wise, that came in from the community to help us. I don't know the number just yet, but it's well in the, I would say in the 100 of people that came together in this community to help out their neighbors.
As these families begin the cleanup of their most beloved possessions, they know none of it matters as much as each other.
We're the lucky ones. Nobody was hurt. We can figure this out.
In Maplesville, Megan Scarano, ABC 3340 News.